I'm myself, Brian Cooley, editor-at-large, and Tim Stevens, our editor-in-chief of Roadshow. Have been anchoring things here for almost 2 full days now. And now we turn to an exciting chapter where Stephen Frey joins us. He's the chief engineer for the Acura RDX, of which we now have a new 2019 that is pretty tasty.
Yeah, we couldn't be happier to be here with you.
And as we discussed, that's being called the RDX prototype. Why is it still called a prototype? Because that sure looks pretty production ready to me.
Yes, this car is still under development. We do plan to launch this car later this summer, but I can share with you that this car is very close to the production intent.
Okay, so it's just right that close.
That's right.
Okay, good, good. Now let's start at the outside, maybe work our way into the car.
Sure.
You know, it's pretty obvious we're seeing some, what the average consumer would say, and we're looking at it right here, is there's some NSX DNA there.
That's
you guys call that something else. You call it the precision concepts that have been coming.
That's right. Yeah, this is really the first in a new generation for Acura, where we've designed this from the bottom up with precision crafted performance. And the NSX, our Halo car, was the first for that concept. But you know, for mainstream vehicle, this is our execution. So we showed this concept 2 years ago, the precision concept for the exterior styling, and we've executed it here today, I think, beautifully.
At the unveil, it was also said that this is designed for America. What does that mean exactly, that a car is designed really for the American market?
Well, the research that we did, you know, was here in the North American market. The people we spoke to, the customers that we visited, all of that research that went into making this product was really born from those customers here in the United States.
We hear so much about world cars and global cars, and car makers obviously of all very global companies, but you often have to decide where your home market is for a car, right? And kind of aim it here, and maybe it's not ideal for some other markets, but you kind of need to find your bullseye.
Yeah, yep. And for Acura, you know, our home base is here in the United States, but for this RDX, we do plan to produce this in China, as Acura is growing there in China, so we do have plans to produce this car there.
And a much sportier look than we've seen in the RDX before, which makes it more aggressive. A lot of other NSX ties as well, which kind of take us into the interior as well.
Yeah, that's right. The interior, you know, our concept for the interior was to make like a luxury penthouse. Beautiful open views with rich materials on the interior, and we've executed that nicely here. We've got authentic materials. If it looks like wood in an Acura model moving forward, it's real wood. If it looks like metal, it's metal.
No faking people out.
That's right.
Okay, when I touch that metal, it's not going to be warm like plastic, it's going to be cool like metal.
It's going to be cool to the touch.
Cool to the touch, it's one of the great tests. I like what you're saying there about a little airier penthouse or greenhouse in there.
That's right.
Because so many vehicles that I get into, often in this category, feels a bit like a bunker. Low roof, high belt line, high dash, and I feel like I'm almost looking out of a slit. When I get in this, what am I going to feel?
You're going to have a commanding view, and really that was our target. We have a brand new seat that we've designed for this Acura. It's got 16-way adjustability, wonderfully comfortable. From that seating position, we've got a brand new sport design steering wheel. Your view of the road is really nicely done. We've added a standard ultra-wide moonroof to the car, and that open space really opens the cabin up. You do have a sense of a spacious interior. We stretch the wheelbase over 2.5 inches, and you can really feel that in the second row as well as the cargo area.
And you've also got the mode selector dial from the NSX right there in the middle of the dashboard, pretty much.
That's right.
That's an interesting decision on a car that's, you know, meant to be much more of a comfortable cruiser, I think, than an NSX.
Well, precision crafted performance for Acura. We are a performance brand, and so right at the center of the IP, we've added that dynamic mode selection switch. We've got 4 modes for this vehicle. The standard mode for Acura is Sport. We have a Sport Plus mode, a Comfort mode, and because this is a CUV, we've added a Snow mode as well.
So for people that are looking at the Acura brand, and I know RDX is your baby, but Acura is, it's above the parent company in luxury, but it's also over here to the right in a performance direction, right?
I think that's
not
a fair
just
assessment.
up, but
That's
also
right.
over here, tauter, sportier.
That's right, sportier, yes.
Okay, interesting, interesting.
And part of what differentiates Acura as well is the presence of super handling all-wheel drive,
That's
SHAWD. So presumably there's some evolution there in that system as well, because we have a new powertrain coming as well. How has that all-wheel drive system evolved for the new RDX?
Yeah, that's a good question. We do have a brand new powertrain for Acura. It starts with our 2-liter turbocharged engine. We'll have top-class power with this powertrain. We have the only 10-speed automatic transmission in our class. And as you said, we've developed a brand new next generation super handling all-wheel drive. We've increased the power in the rear by 40% over the current SH all-wheel drive system. Still maintaining our torque vectoring, very dynamic powertrain.
Tell us about the transmission choice. I mean, there's so many choices now in transmissions, from manuals, DCTs, CVTs. conventional automatics, sport automatics that are a derivation of that. What is this transmission? Is it in-house? Is it from a partner? Tell us about it, because that has so much to do with the feel of a vehicle.
Yeah, this was an in-house designed transmission. It is applied to some of the Honda models. The 18 Accord has this 10-speed automatic transmission, but we changed the gear ratio and tuned this transmission specifically for the RDX.
Okay.
And the shifting response time is incredibly quick, and you'll experience that when you're driving the car.
That's actually good news. It actually shifts very nicely in the Accord. It's very happy to skip multiple gears, which I think is a big part of one of the reasons that I typically don't like automatics, is because it feels like you need to mash the throttle, wait a second, and it jumps down a gear and away you go.
The response of this transmission is very dynamic. Yeah.
Let's talk about, go even further now into the heart of the car and talk about some of the cabin tech interface. Acura made a big deal about this idea of a one-to-one related touchpad to the screen. Explain to our viewers what that means.
Well, a typical use in a car is a touch screen. It's very intuitive. You see an application on the screen, you touch it with your finger, and it's selected. The problem with that type of execution is they're typically low on the IP, and it draws your eyes away from the road to see the screen.
Okay.
So we had two goals. One, make a system that's not only easy to use, but easy to learn. Okay? And the second was to reduce distraction. So we wanted to maintain the functionality of a touch screen, but we wanted to have an input that was less distracting. So we moved the screen high and forward on the IP.
So now it's out of reach of being a comfortable touch.
It's a display screen.
Okay.
But we've placed it near your line of sight. So as you're driving down the road, you don't have to drop your eyes away from the road to be able to see the screen.
There it is there. We're looking at it now. It's up very high. It's the highest thing across the eyebrow of the dash, right?
That's right.
It's the top thing.
That's right.
Okay.
Now, the interface with that, we've created an absolute position touchpad. It's perfectly placed right down on the center console where you'd naturally rest your hand.
So it's right where my hand's going to fall when I'm just resting my right hand.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. So on that touchpad, it's exactly mapped to the screen. The top left corner of the touchpad is the top left corner of the screen. So you can simply place your hand on this touchpad. When you select the application, a simple push, and it'll engage that, and you can have that application operating then.
It looks like, from what I saw there, having not tried the system yet, you got about, looks like maybe 4 tiles across.
That's right.
There. So within that pad, you're saying it's going to be pretty much, if I feel like I want to hit tile number 2, which is kind of in from the left but on the top there, I'll be able to nail that pretty reliably without fussing.
That's right. Our research shows that this interface is not only the easiest to use, but the quickest to learn for new customers. So we've demonstrated it here today for 2 days, and with a very simple explanation, everyone that I've had in the car has agreed that this is an easy to use and operate system.
And that works across Android Auto and Apple CarPlay as well in the same
That's
way?
right. Those will be available.
Good.
Yep.
That's pretty remarkable, because I think, as we were talking before, we both tried touchpads in cars, and I don't think either of us have exactly been
No, they often are a miss. They can do some amazing things. You can do some handwriting recognition, but sometimes I feel as if that's technology for its own sake, as opposed to answering what my muscle memory or my inclinations really were looking for.
That's right.
So I'll be curious to try this and see if it feels, like you say, so easy that there should be no learning curve.
That's right.
This is one of those things where there shouldn't be a lot of, spend a few days with it. Come on. I don't spend a few days with anything on a car. I mean, we all know how to operate everything in them.
That's right. Yeah.
Let's talk about the audio system. I found this interesting. Audio that is left, right, front, back, and top, bottom.
That's right. That's right. This is the most premium audio system that we've ever put in an Acura model. We've got 16 speakers, 710 watts of power, but the differentiator is the speaker placement. We've put 4 speakers in the roof. There's 2 in the front row and 2 in the second row. And so what it does, it lifts the sound stage up in the cabin, and it fills the entire cabin. I mean, it may sound a little weird, but if you close your eyes in the car and listen to this audio system, you can't imagine you're sitting in a vehicle. It's just a new feeling.
Got to say, that is unusual. I know of speakers in headrests. Those are getting pretty high, but you're saying it's in the actual
That's
roof.
right, yeah.
Okay.
And
that's a new wrinkle.
the entire cabin is full of sound.
So now do I have a control on the audio system settings for left, right, front, back, and up, down?
Yes, you do.
So I can adjust the positioning vertically.
Yes.
Three-dimensional positioning.
That's something new. My home theater doesn't even have that.
No, my theater will Dolby Atmos go in there, I think, as well.
Interesting.
So how do you position this car versus the existing RDX? Is this basically an evolution of that, or are you moving this in a bit of a different direction than before?
Well, this car is really designed for anybody that's looking for a car with evocative styling, a premium quiet interior, and dynamic driving. I mean, this is going to speak to those customers. Unfortunately, those customers exist out there in the luxury CUV market. So that's who we're looking for.
Is that really where the competitive space is right now for Acura?
That's what we believe.
Yeah.
The way that you want to go forward with this, it sounds like this is the first, like you say, of your mainline vehicles to pull in some of that precision and precision
crafted
performance, and we call NSX DNA in our common parlance. Does this apply to every vehicle in your understanding of the program beyond your own product? Down the road?
Well, moving forward, our Acura products are going to be developed under the precision crafted performance concept.
Okay.
And this flavor is going to be moving forward.
The faces of cars are so controversial. It seems like, was it the last model or before that, you still had the very sort of a substantial aluminum wing.
That's right.
And that's gone in all trims now, right?
That's right. That's
okay.
right.
Diamond Pentagon.
The Diamond Pentagon grille is the face for Acura.
That's the new face now.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
These seem to, I'm sure, to some people who look outside at the industry from the outside say, geez, I mean, it's a grill, just get air in. But the face is everything, right?
That's right. That's right. Yeah, and we're really, really confident with this styling motif. The front of the car, again, it starts with a Diamond Pentagon grille, but it flows around the car. The sculpting on the body panels is contemporary and dynamic. And then around the back, we have our signature taillight. We're calling it the Dragon Tail LED taillight. It's very distinctive, but very stylish.
Diamonds up front and dragons in the back.
Yeah, dragon in the back. Yeah, right. Yeah. Everyone in the industry, and this is an industry thing, will say, look, every angle and shape on this body is functional, and it's there to guide the air. True or false? Is every curve and bend on this car functionally doing something with airflow, or are some there just because they look great?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I wanted to hear right there, and that's the truest answer we've had of the week. We always like to wrap up by asking you, what are you driving personally these days?
I drive a 2016 RDX every day.
Okay, you're driving a 16.
This will be my 7th RDX when I get it this summer.
Right. Okay, so you're looking forward to getting, I hope, chassis number 0001.
Boy, I hope so.
Although I guess that's the one on the show floor right now. Stephen, thanks so much for your time.
Appreciate your time, guys.